training video is going to go over the Minuteman load located on both Engine 1, Engine 3, and the platform. The Minuteman load is for the 2.5 inch 200-foot sections of hose, and the 1.75 inch 200-foot sections on both engines. When loading the Minuteman, you put 100 foot starting with a female section up along one side of the tray, or in this case, the bay that it belongs in, and the other 100 foot starting with the male side and the nozzle up the other side. Once this is done, you connect them in the middle. To start the process of loading hose, it's very easy to put all the hose laid out straight with 2 female ends and 2 male ends next to the truck. This is a side view of what we're going to be doing with the first section of hose, starting with the female side. It's important to note in these pictures where the loops are, or the bites. You can see it's at the 2nd and 4th row on each side of this hose. This is a quick video of loading the hose with just a few staff members that we have on for the day. We are starting with the female end connected directly to the outlet of the truck up on top. Please note, this is now the 2nd layer of hose, so there will be a small bite or loop, whatever you prefer to call it, at this point in time. We've now made it to the 4th row of hose, where you're going to see a 2nd bite or loop implemented within the hose load. As remember, this should occur on both ends. When the 2nd section of 50-foot hose is put on this top side here, basically what you're going to do is lay the male end on top of the hose and leave it there while you begin connecting the other section of hose within this hose bed. Here's a good side shot of those bites or loops. This crew did a fantastic job making sure the hose is nice and flat and level, looking really good. Alright, so it's time to put the next section of hose of 100 feet to 2.5 on the truck. You'll notice that the one side with the nozzle does not have a long loop. However, the other side does. Unlike the other hose loads that we have, we're going to start with the nozzle connected to the hose. The nozzle simply will go up till it's level with the other side. And on the far side, you're going to start with a large loop or bite. Once that's done, it's simply adding the hose as a flat load, level on each side, nice and tight. After you connect the 2nd 50-foot section of hose with this part, you can then start to flank the hose over top of the handle of the 2.5 inch smoothbore nozzle, as shown right here. Once the remainder of the hose is loaded on the flat lay, you can then connect the 2 sections that are up on top. You should have 1 female and 1 male section. If you've done it this way, it looks like this, congratulations, you've now loaded your Minuteman load. Now deploying this load is going to depend on which section or which side the nozzle is on. As you can see, the left side there, the nozzle is right there. So if you were to pull that line, you just grab the nozzle and then the two short, small bites. Lieutenant Gear is choosing to go with the other side, so he's going to take the long bite or loop, whatever you prefer to call it. He's going to put that entire section on his shoulder. Be very careful of that nozzle when it comes out so it doesn't take you out at the legs. He's then going to turn around. He's going to grab both small bites or loops that are in the remainder, let it fall on the ground. Once you start to have tension in that bottom small bite, let it go. Keep the remainder one in your hand until that also begins to have tension, and you can then drop that. It's important to know, once you get to your location, to drop the other section just like he does right here. If done correctly, this hose load can then be advanced up stairways, through a building, or even around corners without getting tangled up and becoming a big spaghetti mess.